We have an incompetent, dementia-ridden asshole running the United States of America right now. He is so over his skis. It is so abundantly obvious. Shame on corporate media or any media that isn't covering this absolute mental decline, the likes of which the world has never seen, to quote him, on full display. And because he absolutely does not understand foreign policy, he ends up sending out on his social media platform that he had to form because he got kicked off of all of the others after he tried to overthrow the federal government and have his supporters kill his vice president. He calls it True Social. I like to call it Lie Social. Here's what he posts. The United States has more nuclear weapons than any other country. This was accomplished, including a complete update and renovation of existing weapons during my first term in office. Because of the tremendous destructive power, I hated to do it, but had no choice. Russia is second and China is a distant third, but will be even within 5 years. Because of other countries' testing programs, I've instructed the Department of War to start testing our nuclear weapons on an equal basis. That process will begin immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And then we go into caps lock, President Donald J. Trump. What the fuck? I mean, this person should not have nuclear weapons. He got lost in Japan while the Japanese prime minister was walking him in basically a square. He couldn't follow the instructions. This is a 911. I remember a time when the Republican Party cared about our country and about our military and wasn't so blindly loyal to a demagogue with dementia. It's unbelievable how cowardice these MAGA men are, these same MAGA men who say that women are too emotional and not strong enough to be in leadership positions. Yet their leadership is following this sack of shit with dementia to hell. And to rip up our country in the process because they can't fucking admit they were wrong. They just can't do it. And it's so maddening that we have to read this shit from the President of the United States on a daily basis. He should have an Etch-a-Sketch in a padded cell, in a straitjacket, in a prison, and in the insane asylum ward of the prison. And he can pretend he's Hannibal Lecter, and he can send out this shit on his Etch-a-Sketch. And to him, it will probably all be the same thing. You can throw in some sycophants around him just for spite, so that he feels like he has his entourage with him. But this is unacceptable. It's unacceptable that the media goes along with this. It's unacceptable that Republicans go along with this. This is fucking bananas. Moving along. He posts on Lie Social yet again about his grievances because he's so fucking emotional and he's such a titty baby. Why on earth, he thought, I'm real sensitive and thin-skinned, and I really hate it when people say bad stuff about me. So I think I'm a great candidate for president of the United States. It's unbelievable. Pop this up. So he puts on Lie Social. Former FBI agent Walter Giardina is a dirty cop. He should be, along with deranged Jack Smith, the sinister team of Lisa Monaco and Andrew Weissman, Little J. Brett, Norm Eisen and his fake charity crew, Christopher Wray, Merrick Garland, Thomas Wyndham, who dreamt of the corrupt J6 witch hunt, should be investigated immediately. They are a disgrace to our nation. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Ron Filipkowski with the Midas Touch responds and says, never in the history of the U.S. has any president openly and repeatedly called for the investigation, arrest, and prosecution of his political opponents. While many continue to shrug these things off and normalize them, I will never stop pointing out that this is what autocrats do. And he is 100% correct. And this is why the cowards in the Republican Party won't speak up when they know better, because they fear that Lie Social post. And they only care about their political trajectory and not about the trajectory of the country. And that should be disqualifying. But that seems to be the modern day Republican Party, and they operate that way with impunity. But I think there's something more sinister at play here. His desire to go after all of those people is directly linked to him and the sycophants surrounding him wanting to say that 2020 he actually won. And then he can say, oops, I'm already in my third term. So the 22nd Amendment really doesn't apply anymore. So I can go for a fourth. Now, whether he's all there or not there by the, next race in 2028, I think they will weekend at Bernie's this motherfucker, because he is their useful idiot. He is their Trojan horse, because the people behind him, the Russ Votts, the JD Vances, the Peter Thiels, the Elon Musks, they have very dark and sinister plans for the United States of America. They have decided that they don't think democracy is very helpful anymore. And they would like to do a little switcheroo. And they would like for America to be governed by a CEO, because they're CEOs. And so they think, yeah, I'm really good at what I do. I have a lot of zeros in my bank account. I'm just as rich as shit. I should run the country. And that's the problem with MAGA Republicans. They think government should be run like a business, and businesses are cutthroat. Businesses do whatever they can do to maximize profits, even if it harms their consumers, even if they put chemicals in that cause cancer. They'll cover it up. Think about the tobacco industry. Government can't operate that way. It can't be for profit. It has to be for the greater good. And the fact that we even have to fucking talk about this right now tells you how successful the Republican propaganda machine has been long before Kank's ascension to this now fascist regime, MAGA. Moving along, there are some fissures happening, and there are some Republicans that are standing up. And I know that these Republicans are pieces of shit, but listen, we have to take whatever we can and find strange bedfellows in this desire to withhold and uphold the Constitution. And so yesterday, or a couple days ago, they voted to reverse the 50% tariffs on Brazil. 5 senators crossed over. And then recently they doubled down on that again, and the Senate votes 50-46 to overturn Donald Trump's tariffs on Canada. 4 Republicans joined all of the Democrats in supporting the measure. We have Mitch McConnell, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, and Rand Paul. And listen, I'll take what we can get. Hopefully this fissure is going to prompt more Republicans to do the same, because we are at the precipice here. Kanks and his army of psychopaths are doing everything in their power to consolidate all power with the executive right now, because they know that Vance or Rubio cannot win an election. They also know that they've committed a shit ton of crimes, and they cannot allow for a Democratic Congress to come in and open up investigation after investigation and uncover crime after crime after crime. So it's self-preservation for them at this moment. It is self-preservation for them to somehow rig the midterms. They have to, because I believe they have done so much illegal shit, starting with Doge to now the boat strikes where they're killing fishermen and lying to the public and saying they're drug smugglers. It's breathtaking. It makes Watergate look, oh, that's kind of cute. That was really quaint. All right, let's take a brief moment to thank our sponsor, ZocDoc, for sponsoring IHIP News. You guys know that I just recently moved to New York, and so I've had to switch all of my doctors. And everybody knows I love the ZocDoc app. And even after you move, or if you're on vacation, or even in your own hometown, you can get on your ZocDoc app and you can figure out where a doctor is close to you that takes your insurance and how quickly they can get you in. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. Once you find the right doctor, you can see their actual appointment openings, choose a time slot that works for you, and click instantly to book a visit. Appointments made through ZocDoc also happen fast, typically within 24 to 72 hours of booking. More often than not, you can even get same-day appointments. So listeners, stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/IHIP to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/IHIP, ZocDoc.com/IHIP. Moving along, the Daily Beast is reporting that there are more fissures, you guys. So this is great news. Kylie popped this up. The list of lawmakers sick of little Moses Mike Grinder Johnson's shutdown strategy has grown after Republicans butted heads on a conference call on Tuesday. MAGA stars are turning on, say it together, little Moses Mike Grinder Johnson in heated strategy call. I read the article, and the Congress people in question are Crenshaw, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Representative Kevin Kiley, and Representative Don Bacon. I know it's only 4, but you guys, these fissures get contagious. And why are there fissures right now? It is because the strong man is frail. Physically, objectively, everybody that sees him can see he has dementia. You can see the physical frailty that is happening to his body. You also can look at the polling, and this guy's underwater on everything. So a lot of these politicians are starting to see the curtains closing on kinks. So they are saying, where am I going to be positioned when this happens? So we are seeing fissures in the Senate, and we are seeing fissures in the House. We are seeing all sorts of fissures with the MAGA media ecosystem. So that is the good news, but we have to stay diligent. We have to always advocate for democracy and apply all the pressure we can, both on MAGA Republicans and Democrats in our own party that are beholden to corporations, the same corporations that helped elect this fascist regime, and the same corporations that are bending the knee to this fascist regime. So any Democrats who are playing patty cake with this fascist regime's sponsors and donors, we need to call them out as well, because nobody wins with this. No one. All right, that's all we have for today. Pumps is traveling. That's why I'm solo. Please buy our book, Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. The link is right below in the show notes. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, do all the stuff to boost the algorithm, and we'll be back later with more news.